Hey everyone, it's Lizzette Martinez here. Guess what? I have a new show, Let's Talk, on the Address the Culture Network.
Dressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Addressing the culture.
I'm an author. My name is Lizzette Martinez. I wrote Bingo Number 9, How to Survive R.Kelly. My book is available on Amazon and also Barnes& and Noble. Check it out. We'll be bringing you great content, exclusive interviews, and a view into my world. Be sure to tune in. Check out my boy, Big Wall, on Address the Culture.
Brick by brick, you get your boy Big Wall.
And your girl Lizzette.
And we are here once again to talk and address the culture in a dope way. We got a special guest tonight with a special message. We on this platform, we have been doing a lot of tackling silence breakers, people who have been standing up for what they believe. You know what I mean? And fighting the machine, so to speak. You know what I mean? And tonight is no different. We got an amazing guest. But before we get into that, I want to know how you been, Miss Lizzette. What's going on with you in your world? How's everything going?
Everything is great. Just been busy with the book still and working, because we got to work around here.
Yeah.
Contrary to what people think, we didn't make money off of that documentary, and that wasn't the point of it. So I want people to know that I'm working 9 to 5.
That's a fact. You know what I mean? Not only are you working, you hustling. Your book is doing amazing. You know what I mean? And it just fits the category of what we doing tonight. You know what I mean?
Because, absolutely. I am so grateful that this guest agreed to sit down with us and really give us his point of view. I've known him and his wife for a few years now, and I just think the world of them. They are true parents that truly love their children. I've experienced it firsthand. I want them to know that they have a safe space here and that they can address anything they want to address right here with us. And we love them and we support them, and I'm just beyond grateful.
It's one of them things that we've been talking about it, me and you, about how we wanted to utilize this platform, you know what I mean, and use it as a voice for those, to let them know, like you said, it's a safe space and that it's somewhere they can come and express their feelings, because when you come out against certain things, it's not an easy task. You know what I mean? People take things and they run with it and they create their own narratives. You know what I mean? And I know you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
And that's why having Timothy Savage, you know what I mean, tonight coming through. And I know, just being a black man, coming up, I know it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? Especially they put you in so many different situations. And this brother stood up. You know what I mean? When it was tough, him and his whole family, they stood up in tough times, standing for what they believed in, and it was amazing. So having him come through, we talk about somebody fighting for his father, fighting for his family, fighting for his name, fighting for his respect. You know what I mean? It's not an easy situation. So him coming through, telling a story is amazing.
And I have to say one thing about him that I really want to say is that he's very noble. And very much cares about women who are being hurt, women who are silence breakers, women who feel as though they have nowhere to go. Like, he has always been very supportive of all of us. And, my heart breaks for them, and I can only imagine what they feel, it's just, but I just let him say, just let him come on and say what he wants to say. But I got mad love for the Savage family.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? So we talk about somebody that's standing for what they believe in, going against the machine. we're not gonna take no more time. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring him in. We're gonna bring in Timothy Savage to tell his story, and we're gonna chop it up with you. What's going on with you, Tim? How you doing, brother?
What's going on, y'all? Just happy to be on your platform and tell the story the way it need to be told. Absolutely. Instead of a lot of robots out here just trying to put something together and make a profit off something that they're just trying to push the narrative in a whole nother different way. Instead of having a person just say, tell the truth, come out and just share the story. That's the key.
That's right. Share your truth.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And like I said, I want to say this out the gate, brother. I appreciate you. We both appreciate you coming through, giving us your time and your energy, because we know you and your family, y'all been through so much. And the fact that y'all still on the forefront trying to fight for what's right, man, I salute you. You know what I mean? And we're going to chop it up, man. But before we get into all of that, the first thing I want to know, because, contrary to popular belief, people think your life started with certain situations, and it's not. You know what I mean? You had a life before all of this. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I kind of want to talk to that. So, first and foremost, for those who might not know, who is Timothy Savage?
Wow, that's a man that loves his family. A man who would take care of his family, to raise his kids the right way. Of course, me and my wife, we've been dating since high school. So we dated from high school to college, and she went to Tennessee State. I went to a local college in Memphis, and we recently got married back in '93, and we just moved accordingly. Graduated in '93, but then we got married in '95. I apologize. So, we had a little baby girl named Jocelyn, which everybody know Jocelyn Savage. Then we had another daughter named Jalen. Then we got another daughter named Jory. So all of them named with J's.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, so
that's so sweet.
People just don't know, man. Of course, my wife we always been entrepreneurs, even when we lived in Memphis. We had a barbecue restaurant. Matter of fact, I had 2 restaurants in Memphis. I also had a motorcycle shop called Bad Boy. We was Savage Customs, then we named it Bad Boys Customs. When I had a business partner of mine was on there also, named Chico. And I also worked at a dealership. And also we owned a Lakefront Wig hair store. So we owned multiple businesses at the same time. We were still holding down gigs. So we was trying to get that paper. That's all. Just trying to make a living for me and my family.
Yeah.
Well, I've always known you to be business people and
right.
The misconception. Why don't you speak about the misconceptions and what are the biggest misconceptions that people have about the Savage family?
Man, that's the easiest thing, Lizzette, to come about. We was about money, trying to get money from R.Kelly, and that was the worst thing ever. We never tried to get any money. If you ever seen me go on TV, we wanted to make sure Mr. Rob Sylvester know that we wanted to make sure our daughter was fine, healthy, and okay. That's all, because we know our daughter was 19. But at the end of the day, things just start coming about. People just start coming out. People just start talking. And the couple of women that came out, and I'm very happy for them coming out, like yourself, Lizzette, and other young ladies that came out and spoke truth. But at the end of the day, it was more than just those 20 or 15 women that came out. It's thousands of women that's
right.
in bondage. It's took these 20 women or 15 women to come out and speak their truth. But they open up a door. But I understand why the other women don't want to come out. I understand it's a hard battle to come out and talk about this. And so, I've talked to, I'm not exaggerating, over 80 women, period.
Wow.
That came out. That's no exaggeration. When I say it's hundreds and thousands of women that is in bondage over this. And they call me, they email me and my wife. I'm gonna tell you a story. Jalen my middle daughter. We had one young lady that was, I think she was in North Carolina. She called us. She worked for the radio station, one of the radio stations in Atlanta, but she was traveling and she didn't know how, she told us about how he put women in rooms without water or without any food. She was, we had so much connection with this young lady, but she didn't have no monies to get back to Georgia. My daughter, Jalen, took it upon herself to go buy this lady a ticket so she could meet with the FBI agent when she got off the bus. Let me tell you, she was so scared to meet with the FBI agent. She didn't meet the young lady, FBI agent, at the bus station in Atlanta. Wow. That's just one story. And, it's not that we put money where it would help the women to come to talk to the authorities so they wouldn't be afraid. But when she got closer to Atlanta, we never heard from the woman again, but she did get on the bus and the FBI was waiting for her to talk to him, and they never got a chance to talk to her. And they had communication with her too, by the way. So it wasn't just the Savage family. No, they had talked to her. They had said, we'll meet you when you get in Atlanta, and the young lady disappeared.
Wow.
Wow. Well, because it's, it's scary.
Yes, very much so.
And I commend you because since I spoke to you in 2018, right after the BuzzFeed article.
Yes, ma'am.
You reached out to me, and I needed that. Right. I needed to feel like people that are involved in this care for me. And that's right. One thing I got to say about you guys been on the forefront. Like none of this shit would have happened. He would have never been held accountable if it wasn't for Tim and Jocelyn Savage. That's just that's just real talk. So I want to thank you for that.
Lizzette, the thing here again, and people got to understand, and we get to the nuts and bolts of this thing. We're not holding no punches right now. You know, whether it's on my end or the R.Kelly end or whichever way we're rolling. The deal is, here's the deal. The thing is, R.Kelly was a dog at one point. Let's just use a chow, because a chow is a different type of tempered dog. People came to love that dog, which is R.Kelly. They came to love him in a way because of his music. But this man became vicious. He became to a point that he was attacking everything that he saw. And at any point in time, like any dog, even though you may love that animal or you may love this person because of his music or because of what he has done for you, or maybe he bought you a house, or maybe he done something, or maybe he done something for these people that are his fans. But this animal must have been put down because of the fact that he was vicious and he was out attacking everything he could find. And he had acted like he had rabies. And sad to say that we had to put him down because of the fact that he was attacking every woman or kid or whatever, and I'm not saying this to just say that he had sex with women. He was having sex with men. He was having sex with women, kids. And now when people come back and look at this, they're going to say, what you mean? The law has proven that he has done this. This ain't something that's hearsay from Tim Savage. This is 12 jurors convicted him. None of them I knew. None of them you knew. They listened to this and they convicted him on all counts. So when that means that we had to put this dog away and put him to sleep, and that's where he's at now, where he needs to be.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Let's be clear. He called himself the Pied Piper of R&B.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And if you know the story about the Pied Piper, it's a dark and twisted story. He led the kids away, never to be seen again. You know what I mean? I'm from Chicago. We know the stories about R.Kelly and him being out in front of the high school, so on and so forth. It was a known thing in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Right. So we're not going to sugarcoat nothing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I know this has been a long road for you and your family. So let's kind of let's kind of talk about that. How did this all begin?
I'm glad you asked that. Let me tell you how this began. We had 2 stores. Remember, I told you I was an entrepreneur always.
Yeah.
We had 2 stores in Georgia named J Savage Collection. If they have never heard of the stores, you can go on J Savage Collection and you can see both stores, physical stores, not something that was on the internet. Physical stores. One was in Buckhead and one was on Old National. Now, he came about. My wife and kids was at the store on Old National. A young lady came in the store that was a regular customer, and she came in and she said, "Oh, you know," she was getting ready for R.Kelly concert at that time. I assume it was some concert. Now she heard my daughter sing. She said, "Man, I know somebody that can help your daughter move to the next level." Now, let me let you be known, my daughter has been working with multiple artists in Georgia. She had an EP out. We're talking about Jocelyn. She had an EP out. You know, if you never heard one of her songs, it's called Mimosa. You know, she Tone helped wrote that song for her.
So she was an active artist.
Was already
her career. Yeah.
Was already working. She was already working towards her career.
She worked with John Boy on the track, which wrote the Wobble song, and he can confirm that at any time. She did some stuff with Yin Yang Twins when they was on tour, so she had done some stuff with them also. Yeah. So when I say this, she was already working in that area. She didn't really need that. So the young lady came in. She said, "Hey, I got something." So she introduced me and my family, my girls, and Tone, by the way, to this man called KG Giles. I hope I'm saying his name right. So KG called me. He said, "Man, I heard you got some girls," and you know, a friend of mine said, "Hey, they're pretty good," because he said, "You know, I heard the CD, blah blah blah." I said, "Okay, that's fine." I said, "Yeah, they're awesome, man." I said, "When you want to get together and talk?" And he said, "Well, you know, I'm out of town right now. I'm with Frankie Beverly Mays, and I do tours. I'm a tour manager for R.Kelly, but I'm a tour manager for Frankie Beverly Mays." So he was doing tours for different individuals. It wasn't just that he was just working for R.Kelly, by the way. So he came to town. He said, "Man, Sony would be interested in them, but you know, they would want somebody with talent to actually be able to write for her, or you know, get a hit for her. Like you've seen him have hits for other young ladies that's out in the music industry." So he came over to the store, and at that time we was physically closing that J Savage store in Old National because of crime. So we was taking the store down. He came over, saw the girls perform. He said, "Man, that's awesome." He said, "I tell you what, let's put something together and I'll hit you back maybe within a month." So within a month, he hit me back. He said, they was having Funk Fest in Georgia. I said, "Oh, okay." He said, "What's the deal?" I said, "You know, R. Kelly's going to be there. And, you know, I was telling you about Sony." He said, "You know, I want to see if you can bring the girls out, you know, to see the concert and see a live concert, you know." And I said, "Well, that may be," Jocelyn and done that. I said, "It may be feasible because of the fact that the concert is a big concert. Matter of fact, 8-Ball MJG, I know one of them. I know MJ, I know 8-Ball. So it wasn't like I didn't know certain people in the industry, which is a great guy, by the way. Got out, went to the concert, met KG at the hotel where he was actually staying at. And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, what's up?" He said, "Well, you know, let's go ahead. We running late to the concert." It was probably, you know, concerts last a long time. Yeah. So we got there to the hotel to meet him. It was roughly, I would say, about 10:30, somewhere like that, right? And so when they got to the hotel, I said, "Hey," he said, "Well," I said, "You can go ahead and take the girls." I said, "Do you have another ticket? You know, just in case I want to go, because I want to go with the girls." He said, No, I don't have another ticket." He said, "But if I had one, I would, you can go." I said, "I tell you what, I stay here at the hotel and I wait till the concert is over. And then, you know, I'll take the girls home." He said, "No, don't worry about that." He said, "I got you." He said, I said, "Man, look, let me tell you something, bro." I told him just like this. I said, "Bro, let me tell you something. These are my girls. take care of him, bro. I said, I promise you need to take care of him. He said, I got you, Savage. I promise you I'm gonna take good care of your girls. I shook his hand, put the girls in the van. Jalen and Jory, they went, not Jalen, Jocelyn and Jalen, and they went off. They went to the concert, right? I told the girls to text me, anything fall about. So at that time, the girls were there at the concert. They was backstage. It's multiple artists there, right? So this is a story that I wasn't at that particular concert because I had told you what had happened. So Jalen and Jocelyn, from what Jalen was telling me, that they was walking back to the car because the concert was over with, and they went up into a truck and they came back out, and R.Kelly's, which they didn't know who this guy was, nephew or something, R.Kelly's nephew, which they just thought was a young guy around their age, had gave a number. I think he passed the number to Jalen, not even Jocelyn, and passed the number to Jalen, and Jocelyn grabbed the number. She said, "Oh, who is this? Blah, blah, blah." Guy didn't say no name. He didn't say R.Kelly. He didn't say anything. She made a thought that this young man, which is called R.Kelly's nephew, younger guy, about Jocelyn age, was trying to talk to her.
Yeah.
So when they get in the car to go to, and if you don't know Georgia, we got a lot of Waffle Houses here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they end up, KG said, "Did you get the number?" Think about what would just happen right at that moment. They're thinking that this young man is trying to talk to them because the nephew of R. Kelly is around Jocelyn's age. So when they got in the car, KG is gonna tell two young ladies, "Did you get the number?" So how would he know all that before they even got in the car? So you start putting two and two together, and that's what Jalen was telling me. No thoughts about it. So he said that was R. Kelly's, number. So Jalen, Jocelyn had the number. They went to the Waffle House. On the way to the Waffle House, Jalen, she looks a little bit older. Her and Jocelyn look like twins almost. If you ever seen, she's just a little bit shorter. So they went to the Waffle House, and KG was drilling both of the girls, asking them, say, "Hey, how old are you, Jalen? How old are you, Jocelyn?" And Jocelyn told him, "Say, well, I'm 18. I'm going to be turning 19 soon." And Jalen was 15, turned 15. I think she was 15, if I'm not 15 or 14. I'm not for sure, but it was somewhere in that range. And it was kind of odd that KG would ask both of these girls after that situation and ask them their age. So after he found out Jalen's age, then he focused more on Jocelyn. Okay. When they got back to the hotel, KG called me. It was about, after they left Waffle House, it was probably about 4 or 5. I said, "Man, I'm finna come pick my girls up." He said, No, Savage, don't do that. He says, "Look late, the girls real sleepy. I'm just gonna get them a room and they'll be fine." I said, "You sure, brother?" Because I said, it's about 30 minutes, 45 minutes away. He said, "No, you're fine. I'll get them a room and they'll be good." And I asked my girls, I said, "Now, if anything pop off, y'all need to let me know. If y'all good."
Right.
"Oh, Daddy, they hyper. They hot. Yeah, Daddy, everything's good. Fine. I said, "Okay." So about 7:30, 2 hours later, maybe 2.5 hours later, it was 7:30 in the morning, I was at the hotel. So when I came to pick them up, everything's fine. Talked to KG, said, "Man, yeah, the girl had a great time. Blah, blah, blah. Everything was cool." Never mentioned this number. Not one time did he mention that my daughter got a number from R. Kelly. It took when Jocelyn got home, and Jada said, "Daddy, did Jocelyn tell you that KG said that was R. Kelly's number?" I said, "Where do you get R. Kelly number from?" I said, this is my exact words. I said, "You need Jocelyn, give that telephone number to your mother so we can address this accordingly." So after that, my wife had the number. R. Kelly called It was probably about, maybe I would say about 3 weeks later, something like that, that we know of, that me and my wife know of. Say, hey, I want to invite you and Jocelyn out on the West Coast where he was having a concert. Well, I said, look, I can't go. My wife and Jocelyn can go because I got a younger daughter here, which is Jordan, who's about 9 or 8. And then I'm still in the process of either closing my store or trying to get things processed on my old national store. So I got a business to run. At the same time, I got an 8-year-old that I got to take care of. I told my wife, I said, you can go with Jocelyn and make sure everything's fine.
Yeah.
And so my wife and Jocelyn went out on the West Coast. Now, these are the misconceptions things that also, when my wife, they was treated, Cheryl Mack, which is London on the Tracks mom, set up all the arrangements. It was very professional. When she set up all the arrangements, my wife and Jocelyn went out on the West Coast. They went into the concert, they sit at the concert, they went backstage, and it took a while, from my knowledge, because I wasn't there, it took a while for him to come back, because she said the room was very hot. He liked the room very warm. So some other people's back there. Not one time, and this is something I've heard on YouTube, not one time did my wife leave my daughter's side.
Talk your shit. That's right.
Not one time.
That's right.
My wife, let me repeat that. Not one time did my wife ever leave Jocelyn's side.
Yeah.
Hello.
So here we go. We got people saying that my wife left Jocelyn for 2 hours. Well, she went ahead and stayed in the room, and Jocelyn left, and she stayed back there with R.Kelly for 2 hours by herself, my wife and R.Kelly. Are you seriously stupid?
Yeah.
When my wife got back to Atlanta, she told me everything that's going on. She said, R.Kelly, by the way, she tried to call me and put me on 3-way. For some reason, it's different time change. I'm asleep. So she called me the next morning. I asked her, I said, what do you have on? She said, you said what she was going to have on, black and white. I said, these are my exact words. I said, did you pray with him like I asked you to? She said, no, I didn't. I said, because he needs prayer. I said, did you pray with him? I said, as a family, me and my family always prayed together. You know, I'm not the perfect man in the world, but Jesus Christ is my Savior, and I stand by that.
Tim, let's pause it right there, man, because that's very that's brilliant in my head.
This is a lot to unpack.
Why did
this
you
is a
feel?
Lot to unpack.
Yes, it is, and that just gave me chill bumps.
And thank you,
because it's real.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Why did you feel that he needed prayer? Like, and why did you want to do that?
You know,
want your wife to do that?
I felt that people have been messing this man over for a long time.
So you was actually at one point defending him, like feeling like
he wasn't defending him. I think
no. Let me know. Let me
more of an empathetic. You were
like before, like feeling like the people had been railroading them or treating them a certain type of way. Like
that. I felt from what the conversation was had when he talked to my wife and he wanted to invite them out. And I told Cheryl Mack, you know, I had for thanking them for inviting him out, I had sent them a gift. I sent him a gift.
Wow.
He said, nobody's never done that for me before. Nobody.
Wow.
So it wasn't the fact of somebody paying me. I sent him a gift.
Right.
He said, nobody, when he said nobody's never, ever done that for me before, that lets me know that people are using him.
Wow.
And so I told my wife when she got in California that she need to pray with him, because everybody needs prayer for guidance. You know, whether you believe in Jesus Christ or whether you believe in Allah, whether you believe whatever, you have to have whatever God you worship, you have to have some type of structure of prayer, so guidance. So when I asked her what he had on, and she told me that he had all black and white, the next question was, and I told her before she left, I said, make sure you pray with him. Before she even took the trip, I said, make sure, I said, he's gonna have on all black and white. I said, you make sure that you pray with him when you get there. and for guidance. And she said she didn't do it. And I was furious that she didn't do it, because you got to be obedient to the word. So I said, it's okay. I said, if that's something you didn't want to do, that's fine. I said, so tell me what has happened.
Well, so look what we're going to do.
Okay.
We're going to take us a little break. You know what I mean?
No word.
We're going to take us a little commercial break.
I got a lot of questions.
With this powerful story from Timothy Savage, telling how his family got involved in this situation. And how they made it through.
Straight facts from Timothy's mouth.
Absolutely.
No third parties, no wannabe YouTubers.
Absolutely.
This is the straight truth right here. We dropping bombs right here.
Absolutely.
Timothy's dropping the freaking things I never even knew. I'm just like totally shocked.
Yeah. Raw and uncut. You already know. And
I'm going to keep it straight laced with you. I promise.
Yeah.
Please do. I love it.
Yeah. Whether they like it or not.
I'm gonna
keep it straight laced.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the energy we like. And we'll be right back with Let's Talk with Timothy Savage right after these commercial breaks.
Hip-hop TV, dressing the culture, Alumni 19. Tune in, man.
We are back from break with such a powerful story with the one and only Timothy Savage, giving us the first account of what transpired with his family. Now, before we left, you was telling us, Tim, about how you wanted your wife to pray with him, and you knew he was going to wear black and white. Could you pick up the story from where we left off?
Yeah, that's I had asked my wife what was he wearing, because before she even went, God gave me a revelation that he was going to have on black and white. I don't know if he was going to have on black and white or not, far as on that, but God gave me the revelation. I said, if he have on black and white, you need to pray with him. And she said, yeah, he had on black and white. I said, did you pray with him? She said, no. And I was like, man, I was furious, because we have to be obedient to the word sometimes, because God could have been trying to help. God come in different ways and different forms to try to help somebody. Just don't know how, but most of the time he comes in those ways. So they flew back, and they came home. And when they got back to the house, he said, Robert wanted to make a meeting with you and Jocelyn. Let me tell you, that meeting never existed. Not at all. So I told Jocelyn, I said, you need to leave this alone. So you need to focus on going to college, because she was out of high school. She was on her way to college. I said, you worked at the store over the summer. You need to go ahead and get ready to prepare to go to college. So that's what the plans were. So I asked her what colleges she wanted to go to. She said she wanted to go to Georgia, University of Georgia, or she wanted to go to Georgia Gwinnett. But she had a friend that was at Georgia, University of Georgia. Now, lo and behold, Me and my wife was at the house because we didn't close that particular store down. So we got all this stuff in our garage. So we got clothes and all that stuff. So I'm in the garage doing a garage sale because we need to get rid of some of these clothes that we have. You know, we had over maybe $60,000, $70,000 worth of clothes that was from the store. So we throw the garage sale at the house to move some of the product, you know, get it out the way. And Jocelyn would say, Daddy, I want to go to, you know, University of Georgia. Well, she had a friend up there that when we lived downtown, Atlanta, that was going there. So I said, okay. I said, how you going to get there? Because Athens is kind of far. She said, well, I'm going to ride the bus because the bus goes that direction. I said, ride the bus?
Yeah.
I said, girl, but I talked to her friend, and friends going to cover for one another, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Jocelyn's going to come up here. And, you know, we just going to go to some games, get her used to college because they went to high school together. So I said, okay, all right, Jocelyn, you can go. But I said, when you get there, make sure you take a picture of the dorm room, and I need to see that you're there. Yeah. Just any parent going to say that, right?
Yeah.
So she took a picture. Man, I don't know if she pre-took this picture or whatever, but she took a picture showing us that she was at the dorm with a friend up in Athens. So, lo and behold, what she really was, and let me tell you what she really was. She was in somewhere in Ohio, if I'm not mistaken. I may have the city wrong, but I think it was in Ohio. And she was at one of his concerts.
Wow.
And she didn't go to the concert. She stayed in a hotel because he actually flew her to that hotel. We're thinking she's in college up there with her friend, and she's up there at his show, right?
Yeah.
Now, her producer, which Tone, knew all of this. You know, so he didn't tell me, but he knew all this because Jocelyn was still interested in music. Yeah. And she felt not telling me about it and telling Tone, because I had told her, you know, after that meeting didn't occur with, you know, with Sony and him, I told him, leave this alone and just go to college.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, she didn't got with Tone and some of the other people that was around Tone that write music and so what. These people know, and they took her to the airport. She went to the airport, got in the hotel room. Now, he's in the hotel room after his concert, goes upstairs. Somehow, security had been watching this. So they was like questioning him. Why is he going up to this room where this young lady was? Because Jocelyn still looked
very young.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So obviously they asked her, I think they asked her for an ID, and I come to find this out through Tone now, after later years, right?
Yeah.
Asked her for her ID. And of course she was more than 18 years of age. She was 19. Okay. So, you know, he was like, why they questioning me, blah, blah, blah. He asking her that. You got this room for this young lady, but you questioning. Yeah. So something obviously had transferred that they was, you know, they were just trying to find out what was going on. Obviously, they found it where her age was, and they left, right? So he went in the room, and she was like, yeah, you know, my CD, and, you know, I've been working with so-and-so artists and done this and done that. He was like, yeah. You know, I understand.
Yeah.
But he, you know, and then he said, nah, you know, I need to see if you have the shape for this. And she said, what you mean have the shape for this? Well, I need to see, you know, if you can just put your panties and your bra on and walk and see what you're looking like.
Wow.
So she said, well, what that's gonna do? She said, you know, when you're on stage, you got to perform and people like to see your shape. So let me see what you're looking like. Take off your clothes and just leave your panties and your top part on, right? So she walked in the hotel room, and I can't tell you how big the hotel room was, but she walked in the hotel room And when she turned back around, this dude was naked. Now, I don't know how in the world this man have somebody walk and then he turn around and take his clothes off. He must be
That's
like
Robert.
So as she was like, no, I'm not here for that. I'm just here, to promote my music, blah, this and that, right?
Yeah.
So he ended up pushed her on the bed and forced her legs open. When I say forced, because she still was not doing this. You follow me? So he had oral sex with her. And after he had oral sex with her, he enforced himself on her. Now, she didn't want this, first of all. She was there for the music. Her parents didn't know she was there. The producers know that she was there. So she caught a plane back the next day. When she caught the plane back the next day, guess what? Tone was there to pick her up. She was so hysterical. She told Tone everything that happened and she was crying. She didn't know if she needed to tell her daddy. She didn't know what to do. Wow. And Tone told her, we don't need to tell you, Dad. We just need to, keep this on the wraps. You follow me?
Yeah.
The producer told her this. Just keep this on the wraps. She's paranoid at this point because she just been raped, basically.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Ain't no basically. I mean,
she just been raped.
She was raped.
Yeah.
Right. So she comes back to the house. So I'm coming to put two and two together. When she came back to the house, she's staying locked in her room.
Her whole demeanor changed. Her whole
demeanor has changed. Yeah. I've come to realize this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jocelyn, I go to her room because our room was here and her room was right next to our room. So I would say, Jocelyn, you need to get up out the bed. She got the covers over her head. Jocelyn, you need to do this. She still won't move.
Yeah.
Jocelyn, what's wrong? I said, I'll check on you later. I got to go to work.
Yeah.
So it comes down to it. He done called her. Hey, I'm just checking on you. Everything all right? You probably heard the recording. Because I got a copy of the recording.
I heard it.
Because she was so paranoid. She asked Tone to record every conversation that they had when she got on the phone with R.Kelly. Because she was paranoid. She was afraid. She was afraid of it. So Tone was recording the conversations of Jocelyn while they was on the phone. So these are the things where he was saying. One of the things said, you see where the cum come out of my penis and shot to the roof?
Wow.
What?
Yeah, that's on recording from Tone, Jocelyn, and R.Kelly. Now, let's get to that recording. How I come to find out about that recording. Me and my wife at the house watching TV. I'm on one side of the couch, she on the other side of the couch. And I'm sitting just like I'm sitting right now, looking at the TV. I hear a phone ring. Hello? Oh, Mr. Savage, I need to talk to you. I said, what do you need to talk to me about, son? I said, it's about some music or Jocelyn, you doing music or something? Or what y'all got going on? No, it's more serious than that. It's about Jocelyn. I said, I'm on my way. He ain't tell me nothing else. That's all he told me. I told my wife, she was sitting over there. I said, hey, baby, I'll be right back. I'm finna go talk to Tone about something. I ain't tell her what it was because it seemed like it was urgent. And I ain't want to scare my wife.
Yeah.
So I got over to Tone's house. Tone, Millie, another young lady, Tone's mother. So I was sitting at the table when they answered the door. I said, man, tell me what's going on. I said, why all y'all got me here and something is going on with my daughter? Tell me, talk to me. They wanted me to sign a paper to say that I wouldn't share this information with nobody else. Man, I hear you to sign the paper. I don't give a fuck what's going on. Right. I need to find out what's going on with my daughter. I said, hey, there you go, the signature.
Damn right.
So tell me what's going on. They popped out a recorder And that was the recording that I heard. And I said, I don't want to hear no more of this shit. I said, where the fuck my daughter at, man? And they was like, man, your daughter's out of town with Rob. I said, Robert. I said, how long y'all been knowing about this and didn't tell me about this, son? I said, this is some bullshit right here.
Yeah.
I said, so when is she supposed to be back? She said, she's going to be back tonight. I said, okay. I went home, talked to my wife. I said, I need to take you out to eat. I said, we need to talk. I went to TG Fridays. And we went to Fridays. And my wife was like, oh, everything all right? You know, you seem kind of disturbed. Man, she didn't know what to expect was going to come out my mouth, to be honest with you. And I told her, I said, hey, your daughter's messing around with R.Kelly. Boy, she damn near act a fool in the restaurant.
Oh, man, I can imagine.
Man, and then I told her that what was on the tape, oh, man, she wanted to go up there and cut this head, bro. She was upset. I told her, I said, you got to calm down.
Yeah.
I said, you got to remember, all this, even though we've heard Jocelyn and Tone and R.Kelly all on tape, I said, we have not talked to Jocelyn yet. I said, let's get Jocelyn back at this house so we can have this conversation that we need to have. So finally, Jocelyn comes in the house. I said, we need to talk. Dad, what you mean? I said, where you been? Where you at? Where you been going? I've been going to Georgia. I said, I don't hear that shit. You ain't been going to goddamn Georgia State. You ain't been going up there. You ain't been going. I already know that you ain't been going up there. I said, so you need to tell me what the fuck you been?
Facts.
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
And so she was like, Dad, I don't. I said, fuck that. Just tell me where you been.
Yeah.
Just like that. And so she told me, and I was furious with her, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
Furious.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
So
you know what? You know what amazes me? Like, what amazes me is that such great parents, so involved, so vigilant, and he still infiltrated this young woman who wanted a career in music.
Absolutely.
Which just makes me feel like, what chance does a girl who does not have a family like this,
Absolutely.
like does not have a father who is, you know, on her like white on rice, who wants to know absolutely everything that's going on.
Don't stand a chance.
What chance? They don't stand a chance again. This person is a predator.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
the amount of people that have covered up. I mean, who is this Tone person?
Tone is one of the people he was on a documentary.
The second one?
Yeah. He stated what happened on the documentary. Him
the
and Millie,
two guys that were sitting there. The two
yes,
guys.
they said if
Okay.
Mr. Savage knew what was going on, that would have never happened. Because I did not know.
That's right.
They knew, but I didn't know. When I found out, all hell broke loose.
There was a lot of help, you know, not only from the Tone.
Been, you know, the number.
Who was the guy with the number?
It takes me back to my life when I was a 17 with the little number, with the friend coming over. It's like the story has never changed.
Right.
It's the same story.
Yeah.
It's the same exact story. And I am just, this is a lot to unpack because you and I have spoken, but this is the first time I'm hearing like the full account.
Absolutely.
And I am so sorry. I am so sorry. You know, Tim, fast forward to the trial. What did that look like for you and the family? Because I know what it looked like for me, but what were you going through? What were you feeling? Were you in New York? Well,
when the trial first started, you know, everybody was like, are you going? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? And I you know, I've come to support the victims. I come to support Faye. I come to support you, Lizzette. I come to support the victims. I want to be that parent to say, I'm here for them. If they're brave enough to put their neck out on the line to say, see, people got it all twisted. You guys didn't have to come forward.
Thank you.
You came forth to save women. You came forth to save people. Like I said, it was not just the 16 to 20 people that came on them Lifetime documentary shows. Them wasn't the only people. It's thousands of women out here that are victims today.
And you know why they not coming out, Tim? Because they see how everybody treating the ones that did.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? Like why would they come out? You know what I mean? Like
they don't want to live my life.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's not easy, and it further lets me know, you know what I mean, that they're coming out and it's so powerful because they're not gaining nothing from this. You know what I'm saying? But speaking their truth. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, man. And that's just something that I don't think people even care about. You know what I mean? Nobody cares about the truth when the lie's more entertaining. You know what I mean? And that's unfortunately the society that we live in. You know what I mean? What would you say, just from a father standpoint, Tim? Because let's be clear, it's not a lot of fathers in the household. You know what I mean? And you raise your daughters, you and your wife, on a family front. Just from a father standpoint, what would you say to other fathers that's in this position, or have a situation like this? What advice would you give? Because men, we prideful. You know what I mean? And you've experienced something that a lot of men. I've been in barbershop, man. I'd have killed that. I'd have did. You know what? I'm gonna tell you.
Let me tell you about that instant right there. A lot of people tell you, I would have went. I would have killed them. I would have done this. I would have done that. I would have done the same thing. But obviously, my wife talked to me and said, you got me, you got Jory, and you got Jalen to think about. If you go kill him, we stuck out in the cold.
Yeah.
So we have to find another way of bringing the predator down.
Absolutely.
And you have to find a way. It's with your mouth and with facts. I didn't say truth. I said facts.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens in the courtroom. You show facts. They don't want to hear no coulda, woulda, woulda, or whatever. They want to hear the facts. Every victim that went to that courtroom, they presented facts. Wasn't questionable.
And all of the ones that were included in the indictment, like myself.
Absolutely.
We had to present facts.
Right.
You're not an indictment. You're not on the stand unless the government knows that it's the truth.
Absolutely. They got me and my wife's cell phones. Took them. We had to sign paperwork. FBI.
That's right.
And they took our phones and tore them completely apart. Research every number that was calling. Research every text. All that. And then brought our phones back.
That's right.
Yeah.
These
are the things that people don't know.
They don't know. And that's why it's so important for you to come here and tell, because you're still living it. You and Jocelyn are still living it. We got out. We're out of it. We're out. We're still living with the residual effects, the side effects. However, you haven't spoken to your daughter in how long, Tim?
Well, let me tell you this. Let's do this rundown. 2016, when the actual we did a video by mistake. The video didn't even really supposed to come out, but it came out, and we tried to talk to Jocelyn, and that was in December of 2016. Then when we found out she was in college, we were trying to talk to her, and that was the last time I seen her in December 2016. Then I turned around and seen her again with her and Ass. And I say Ass, I don't even want to say Ass full name because she's a victim. To say her and Ass got into it, and it was on TMZ, and me and my wife caught a flight. Not only did me and my wife caught a flight up there to Chicago for her court appearance, me, Jocelyn, Jalen's boyfriend, her grandmother that's passed right now, her uncle, all us up here trying to talk to her. And let me tell you, the actual attorney that was representing her, that is Rob's attorney, was blocking everything you can imagine. And not only that, the reason why people didn't see me out there when Jocelyn and Jalen and Jory was out there, because one of the people that was filming, which was Shabazz, me and him got into it.
We're talking about when the girls were on the live in Instagram and they were having a fight.
Right.
Right. Okay.
And it was at the courthouse.
In his apartment, in his
at the Trump Towers, right?
Right.
Right. But when I was at the courthouse, the reason why you didn't see me when Jalen, it was on TMZ, Jalen, Jocelyn, and Jory, because Shabazz, me and him got to arguing, and we was almost about to get to fight. I didn't even know who the guy was. The guy came, stood right in front of me like he was one of R.Kelly people.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, man, let me tell you something, brother. I said, you got one option only, to move. I said, if you don't move, I'm gonna make you move.
Yeah.
Period. I said, because what's coming through that door, I need to see. And that's my daughter. So, and he ended up moving out the way. Then he started want to talk, and we was almost to be tussling in the actual courtroom downstairs. We didn't. Jocelyn was out there trying to chase Jocelyn down. And when she went out there, the actual lawyer was controlling the whole scene. You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we finally found out who Shabazz was. And I talked to Shabazz, and we went from a direction there because I was trying to find out why in the world you in front of me trying to stop me from seeing my daughter.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know? So we had a very deep conversation because I don't need to be talking to you. I don't want to be on your movie. I want to talk and see my daughter at the end of the day. That's my concern. And that was everybody concerned that was there. Her grandmother, which is now deceased, that tried to see her and asked her granddaughter, you know I'm sick. Why are you putting me through all this?
Wow.
Asked the grandmother in the bathroom.
This just shows you the type of hold that he has on young women and how serious it is. You know what I mean? It's just
because he's incarcerated and you still haven't saw.
And he's still controlling her.
He still controlled them from that point. He used to have Ass and Jocelyn go to the jail at a certain time, because that's how Jocelyn got arrested, because Ash told her where she would be at that time. And lo and behold, when they came get Jocelyn in Chicago, she was at that place at that certain time, right there where Robert wanted her to be at, because he would flash lights to let them know if they don't come, then they're gonna have a problem at the MCC.
What?
I got that on tape.
What?
Because Jalen and Jocelyn, because he didn't know Jocelyn was locked up. So Jalen and Jocelyn went there at the exact same time. And lo and behold, you can see a flashing back and forth.
From the jail?
From the prison?
From the jail. He thought that Jocelyn and Jalen was them.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So I have that on tape. For anybody want to dispute that or whatever, have it on tape.
Wow. We
is
talking
just...
about facts. We talking about facts, not no hearsay.
I ain't talking about hearsay.
Yeah.
I'm talking about facts.
I'm with you, Tim.
Black and white.
I'm with you.
You know, I wanted to know how your other daughters, how do they feel? How do they deal with not seeing their sister that they adore so much? And you know, how do you see them? Are they hurt? I'm sure they are, but do they express themselves?
Let me tell you a little bit about Jalen. Let's start with her, because she was the closest person to Jocelyn, besides my wife. But she was the closest person to Jocelyn. And Jalen cried. Jalen has done everything she can imagine. She wants to see her big sister. She loves her. And you know, I don't want to never, ever in my life. If she don't want to talk to me, I'm fine. You know, but for her not to spend time with Jalen and Jory, they're her sisters that loves her unconditionally, even though I do too, but it's just the fact of a sister's bond, you know, and that's something that she can't get back. Jalen, Jory is the same way. She loves Jocelyn. You imagine a 9-year-old, which was 8 or 9 at the time. Now she's going on 15.
Wow.
To be almost in from elementary to high school, you know, it's a big difference. It's a big gap, you know, and at the end of the day, Jocelyn this is my question, and I hope Jocelyn sees this. This is my question, Jocelyn. You have a younger sister that was 8 years old, and now at the age of entering high school. How are you gonna 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, maybe 20 years from now, how are you gonna feel that relationship? Because time doesn't change. You're gonna have to find a way to feel that bond with her because you missed out on a lot. You let a predator let you miss out on a lot of your family's life. And you can't get back. Find with me or not. My suggestion would be to build a relationship with them because they love you unconditionally. I do